So we have a rain day here in Michigan, and I have some new tools from Klutch. You're probably asking who that is, and I'm going to try to explain that to you in this video. But I wanted to use these tools while I'm building something, and being it's a rain day, I have some implements that I need to make an implement rack for. So I'm going to go through, use these tools, and build a rolling stand for one of our grapples. It'll just help us move it around the shop while it's not on a tractor. So Klutch. These are a new set of tools that are not out to compete with Milwaukee or DeWalt. They are actually from Northern Tool and Equipment, which I didn't know is a family-owned company. They're going to come out with their own brand of tools that are going to be more accessible for the homeowner. So these tools are probably, they can use them in a professional grade, but meant for the homeowner. Price is going to be a little less. Battery options are probably going to be a little less out there than some of the big brands. But it's interesting to me because when I picked them up, I tried to figure out who they were made by. And my first guess was Stanley Black & Decker, just when I first picked it up. It just really felt kind of like a DeWalt tool. They have a very nice look and a really good grip. It's interesting when you look at a new set of tools because you wonder first, how do I gauge that? And most people are going to go out and probably put them to the test and ramp them up against other Ryobis or something like that. But to me, if someone is going to buy this, they're going to want to know the longevity, not just does it, screw in a screw faster than one other one by 1/10 of a second. It's not about the race. It's about the long-term goal, in my opinion, because if you're going to spend money on this, you're going to invest in their platform and you're going to want to know, do they last? So unfortunately, as I said, it's a rain day. I'm outside working in the rain, and that was one of the things I thought I'd just like to see what happens to the tools after they get wet, which is probably nothing because they're brand new. Again, hard to get that longevity into a video. But the specs on these are actually pretty amazing. The 1/4-inch drill driver has 200 foot-pounds, so that's 2,400 inch-pounds of torque and up to 2,500 RPM. So specs on them are right up there with some of the Milwaukee and DeWalt stuff that's out there. Now the drill, it's more of a compact drill, and I'd say this is not up there. It's 1,800 RPM and 440 inch-pounds. So that's lacking as far as many of the other professional drills by a long shot. But it is 2-speed, and it does feel well in your hands, and it does have a full metal chuck. So the tools are cool. Let's come in and take a look at them. So first, I really dig the color. I like the gray and black. Like I said, the drill has a metal chuck up front. Very nice, easy to use, easy to grip. This is a chuck that you've seen on many other drills that are out there. We have drill mode and then 24 modes that are going to be for the clutch. Clutch is going to be mechanical, which is where everyone's going these days. 2 speeds, 1 and 2. Very simple, easy to use, brushless. And they call these click batteries. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They're 20 volts, so they're an 18 volt battery. Now these tools are using 3 spades on the back. Batteries have 3 terminals here, and they have another terminal that is not being used. So that might be used on some of the other tools. We do have an LED light here. Now when we look at the impact driver, this is actually 3-speed, and you have a power button down at the bottom, and then you can push it and it will go between the different speeds. Forward and reverse is standard, LED light, pretty standard. This looks so familiar, and in so many places it looks the same, but I have not figured out yet where they're from. Each of these batteries does have a fuel meter on the back, and again, this one is 3 as far as how many connections it has to the battery. So I think it's cool that someone else is coming out with tools. It's interesting to me that Northern Tool and Equipment is going to market more towards the homeowner, as I always looked at them a little bit as more of a professional place to order from. I guess I gotta kind of update myself on where they're at in the market as far as who they're selling to. It has to be tough to say, I'm gonna market my own brand of tools with the crazy amount of competition we have out there, not only from DeWalt and Milwaukee, from Rigid, Ryobi, and then you put in some of the new people like Flex, and then there's a huge struggle from even Metabo HPT just to get in the market in some places like Lowe's. There's just so much competition out there, and then to put a whole new brand in the mix that is only available at one place is going to be tough, and to me, very interesting. So it's an interesting place to put your money, and it is a hard sell where they're gonna have to do some marketing to get this information out to people. So my guess is the prices on these are going to have to be pretty good for a significant amount of time to get a lot of people in them. And I think that is going to be very, very interesting. As far as building this project, these tools, they did wonderful, as you would expect. I'm putting in some legs, but I'm pre-drilling the holes, so I'm not doing a whole lot. The one thing I can say is that trigger control on these is not like some of the other tools. That's one thing that kind of took me away and said, I don't know this is Stanley Black & Decker, simply because of the trigger. Because if I just sit and push it quick, it just doesn't really respond as fast as some of the other ones. And that's in the case of driving some of the things with the impact driver. I don't have the really slow control in this like I do some of the other DeWalt tools, even some of the Milwaukee. So it makes me wonder where these came from. I'm gonna work on trying to figure that out for you. In the meantime, I'm gonna continue to use these just to try to get some longevity standards for you guys, because I think that's where it's at. If you're gonna buy a set of homeowner tools, you want them to last. They don't need to be the fastest, they don't need to be the best, but they need to last. So the only way to do that is for me to continue using them. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'll try to keep you up to date on this. Look at our Instagram, we do a lot on there. That'll kind of help you out as far as what's happening with these more on a daily basis. I always appreciate your time. Give us a like in this video. Again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.